Ghostly greetings and happy Halloween, my fellow witches, zombies and monsters. It is the 31st of October and I have made a special something just for you spooky individuals. Today, I show you how I turned this bland Blobby Volley clone prototype into a spooky and frightening piece of entertainment software for the whole family. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. I always loved the month of October and the Halloween season. It's slowly getting colder outside, so it's the perfect time to cuddle yourself into a blanket and enjoy some spooky movies or video games. This year, I felt the urge to create something spooky and Halloweeny myself. It should also be kinda small and doable. So I thought of something I wanted to do for a long time. A Blobby Volley clone, but with a twist. Blobby Volley is a super simple, old-school volleyball simulation game. Just two blobs punching the ball over the net. The twist I wanted to add was some kind of super shot, which should allow for some interesting gameplay. So I created a new Unity project and started prototyping. At first, I added a basic floor to my scene and then just copied my 2D side-scrolling movement controller I made for another game last year. For the character sprite, I also stole from myself. If you are an OG viewer of this channel, you might remember Like Misfit, an also very spooky and Halloweeny game I tried to make and then abandoned last year. Now, I had a chance to use some of the art I made for Like Misfit and to reuse it in this game. So now that I had a vampire kid as a working character, I thought that I also needed a ball, because volleyball without a ball is kinda boring. So, here's a ball. Awesome. Now it was time to add the antagonist of the game. Devil Kid. After the basic setup was done, I went into Aspire to draw some kind of pumpkin ball, because I thought this would fit the theme very well. I again stole from my Like Misfit art and just changed this pumpkin shape to a more circular one. Now that the ball was done, I added some walls to my scene and then programmed a very simple enemy AI. I decided that this was not good enough, so I improved the AI and now the enemy is also able to jump and hit the ball properly. This was cool, but there were still some minor issues I had to fix later on. Now that the core gameplay loop was somewhat working, I decided to spend some time making everything more polished and refined. I added some neat cinemachine camera movement to the scene, which helped to emphasize the 2.5D style I was going for. Then I also drew a real volleyball net, which in my opinion improved the stylized art style of the game even more. Let's watch a short speedrun montage of me adding more cool visual stuff to the game. As you could see, I also added the haunted PlayStation 1 render pipeline to the project, which is super neat. It was a bit difficult to set up, but it gives the game this great 90s tube television vibe. Now it was time to add the super shot feature to the game. I designed a basic UI and then implemented the functionality in Unity. The idea was that the player can charge his ability to super shot by just keeping the ball in the air. Then, if the ability is charged, the player presses a button while being near the ball and there we go. Super shot. Not super at the moment, but super enough. After that, I drew some new animations for both characters, put them into the game and then also added some sounds to the project. The sounds were so important. It feels 100% better than before. Now it was time for the final polishing stretch. I added particle effects for the super shot and for the ball hitting the ground. Then I made the invisible walls flash up if the ball is hitting them. For the final touch, I redesigned the whole environment to make it look like it's some kind of Midwestern farm setting. And there we go. I am really happy with my little game, which I call Vollyween. There are obviously some features which would be quite cool, like local multiplayer for example. But I really had to keep it simple because I just had 1 week in which I could work on this game after work. But if you like this game, let me know in the comments. I might add some more features in the future. The current version of the game is playable in itch, link is in the description. I hope you enjoyed following me on this tiny spooky game dev adventure. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. We will see each other soon in another video on this channel. Until then, have a good time and goodbye!